Hey everybody, welcome to Mining Standard. I mean Mining Modern. You understand why I'm confused because I have Oketra's Monuments and Spell Quellers and Dust to Dawn. But how you know, I guess, that we're playing Modern is that we have Reflector Mage, obviously. So welcome back. This week, this list 5-0'd a Modern League, and it's hilarious because it's very close to a Standard deck. So I wanted to give it a shot, right? So it's all about Oketra's Monument, just like in Standard. Oketra's Monument's a 3-mana artifact that was just a great limited card for a long time until it broke through after the Aetherworks Marvel banning in Standard, and is now one of the top several decks. So legendary artifact, white creature spells you cast cost 1 less, and whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1 white warrior creature token with vigilance. So this deck can do some fun stuff. One of the best ones is turn 3 you play Oketra's Monument, right? And you all of a sudden your stuff costs 1 less. Turn 4 you play your 4th land. It's a plains. You have 4 white. You cast 1 Squadron Hawk for 1 mana. Go get the other 3 Squadron Hawks. Cast them all. All of a sudden it's turn 4. You have 4 1/1 flyers and 4 creature tokens. And that's, you could have done anything else in that game as well, like play any of these cards on turn 1 or 2. So couple Path to Exiles for removal, Serum Visions to set up your draw. Then the creatures, sweet, right? The Judge's Familiars, nice. Nice 1-drop here, gives you some protection against combo or removal, etc. Squad Hawks, of course. Wall of Omens, nice card draw here. Also, again, pretty sweet one for 1 mana. And White Mane Lion. I don't know. I copied the list for Magic Online. But we can pick up, when it enters the battlefield, we can pick up a creature we control. So the idea is it's 1 mana to protect one of our other creatures, which is probably going to be, a Spell Queller or a Reflector Mage or something, right? Everything in this deck is really good with Oketra's Monument. But anyway, so White Mane Lion. Then Reflector Mage, pretty good, especially at only 2 mana, and when you can rebuy it with White Mane Lion. Spell Queller, of course, insane. Probably one of the strongest card in the deck in terms of power level. We've already seen it in Modern. Then Sky Hussar. This is an interesting one. It's a 4/3 flyer for 5. I guess you can also play it on turn 4 with a monument out. When it comes to the battlefield, untap all creatures you control. Okay, that doesn't necessarily do a ton for us, but you can forecast it, which is tap 2 untap white or blue creatures you control, reveal it from your hand in your upkeep, and draw a card. So that's not bad. The idea is that you can reveal it in your upkeep, draw a card, and then play it and untap your creatures and they can still attack. Then we have Dust to Dawn, which is apparently okay in Modern too, and very good in Standard. So front half, destroy our creatures power 3 or greater. This deck's pretty sweet. Nothing has power 3 or greater except for the Sky Hussars. And turns out other creatures in Modern are usually pretty big. So it's a Wrath. But even if it gets discarded from your hand or something, it's a one-sided Wrath. But the back half of it, Dawn, return all creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Buys back, again, everything in the deck with Sky Hussar. So it's actually really, really good for this deck to grind against the mid-range decks or the Tarmogoyf decks or the Death Shadow decks, where it's, it's one side is really good against them and the other side is really good for you and helps the deck grind stuff out. Mana base, pretty much what you'd expect. Bunch of white and blue lands, mostly white, since we're trying to kind of go off on turn 4 with Squadron Hawks. And then a couple Westvale Abbeys, which are nice when you flood the board out with creatures. To make an Ormondal, why not? All right, moving on to the sideboard here. We've got a couple Gideons because, hey, it's a Standard deck, so you need Gideon in the sideboards, right? That's just how it works. But, Gideon's just a powerful Planeswalker, so it's kind of always good. Pithy Needle, Celestial Purge, Kataki, sort of self-explanatory, right? This is good against Planeswalkers or whatever else is going to kill you. Celestial Purge, good against Liliana, Death Shadow, that sort of thing. Kataki for Affinity or Lantern. Rest in Peace for the Graveyard decks. Stony Silence for Affinity or Lantern. Thalia for the combo decks. Or probably even the hard control decks, right? It's just a generically good card. And then Rune Halos. I don't know, they were in the sideboard of the list at 5-0'd. It's a magic card. When it comes into play, choose a card name, you have protection from the chosen name. There's certainly a lot of uses for this against, combo decks especially. So that's our deck. Modern Monument, why not? Oketra breaking through the Modern. So let's go play our Standard deck in Modern and see how we do.